bhūtāvāsō vāsudēvaḥ sarvāsunilayō'nalaḥ darpahā darpadō dṛptō durdharō'thāparājitaḥ.
Bhūtāvāsah. Again, Vasaha means to dwell in, a place wherein we can take shelter, where we can dwell. Bhūtāvāsaha means that dwelling place of the Panchamahabhūtas. What are the Panchamahabhūtas? The great five elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. These are known as the Panchamahabhūtas, the five great elements belonging to the realm of matter, gross to subtle. Earth is the grossest, space is the subtlest. Everything and every being is made up of the permutation and combination of these five great elements. There is no sixth. So all that we see outside of the external world of things and being, all the worlds, starting from Brahmaloka up to the lowermost world, all things, all beings, including our own equipment, the physical body, it's also made up of Panchamahabhūtas only, the gross part. What about our mind and intellect? They are nothing but made up of subtle matter. And how does the subtle matter come? The subtle aspect of the Panchamahabhūtas. So the Panchamahabhūtas have got the gross aspect and the subtle aspect. So everything and every being, external or internal, gross or subtle, all are made up of the permutation and combination of these five great elements. From where did they emerge? Where were they earlier? What is the source for them? What is the cause for them? Bhagavan himself is the source and the cause for all of them. It's from him that all the five great elements have emerged out. Nothing is apart from him. So, earth, water, fire, air, space, from where did they all emerge? They all emerged from the Lord himself. So, before they emerged, and then they came to be known as the Panchamahabhūtas as we know of them, where were they? They were all resting in him only. He is the ultimate shelter, he is the ultimate refuge and the ultimate dwelling place of everything. From him only everything has emerged. Nothing has emerged outside of him. He alone is. So there is no anything other than him. Anything or any being other than him. So whatever has come only from him. Whatever stays only in him. And whatever disappears or dissolves away also ultimately will dissolve only in him. It's like the waves that are there on the surface of the ocean. From where did they emerge? They emerge only from the oceanic waters. They don't emerge from anywhere else. So the source of all the waves is the oceanic waters. So what is the dwelling place of the waves? The dwelling place of the waves is the ocean. So they rise in the ocean, stay in the ocean, play about in the ocean, and then finally when they disappear also, they disappear only into the ocean. Similarly, the entire world of things and being, like I said, all 14 worlds, gross world to the subtle world, all are made up of the permutation and combination of these five great elements. And what is the resting place for these, or the dwelling place, or the ultimate source, or the cause for them? Bhagavan himself. Therefore, he is called as Bhūtāvāsah. Vāsudēvaḥ. Just now, I think Sloka earlier, we went through it. It was there earlier also. Deva means Lord. This Vasu has got so many meanings. One is Mother Earth. So Vāsudēvaḥ, he is the Lord of Mother Earth. Bhudevi is his consort. And extended, it represents the entire materialistic plane. Prakriti. So he is the Lord of Prakriti. Then the seasons. 8 seasons, 6 seasons outside of us and 2 seasons inside of us. Climate. So outside we have the climate, inside also we have a mental climate. One plus positive mental climate and one negative mental climate. So 6 plus 2, they are all presided by Devatas, Vasus, Ashtavasus they are called. So who is the Lord of all of them? All the seasons, external and internal, Bhagavan alone is the Lord of all of. So therefore vāsudēvaḥ. And seasons come and go only in time. Therefore it means he is the Lord of time also. Vasu also means riches, wealth. Who is the one who is the Lord of all wealth? Again, when we say wealth, it doesn't only mean our movable and immovable property. All assets, knowledge, courage, might and power, everything. Food is wealth, character is wealth, health is wealth, knowledge is wealth, wealth also is wealth. Victory, that's also wealth. It gets added as an asset and a glory to us. Kirti. So for all of them, he alone is the Lord. That is why we have Lakshmi always staying with Narayana. She represents all riches. Ashtalakshmi, we say. It's not just Lakshmi represents the material wealth. She represents beyond that also. Adi Shankara says, values are Lakshmi Sampat. So Bhakti Lakshmi, Vairagya Lakshmi, Shraddha Lakshmi, Moksha Lakshmi, Kirti Lakshmi, all are riches only. And who is the Lord of all of them? Bhagavan. Vasu also means clothing, a covering, a wrapping. So we are all wrapped up. There are 3 layers around us. The physical body, then there is a mental equipment, and within that is an intellect also. So 3 equipment, gross to subtle, one just behind the other. They are like clothing around us. Who is the Lord of all these, of this 3-layered clothing that we wear on us, that we have on us right from our birth till we disappear, we dissolve away. The equipment dissolves away. Bhagavan is the one who is presiding over all of them. We are not maintaining our body, mind and intellect. We are not capable of it at all. Then who is maintaining it? Bhagavan is the one who is maintaining it all for us. He is the one who looks after everything. We only say, I am on a diet, this sort of a diet and that healthy diet. Therefore, I am the one who is responsible for my own physical health. It's just a way of saying that's all. All the food, even if we are on a healthy diet, still trouble can come to us. So ultimately, who is the one who is looking after our body, our mind and intellect and making them all so beautifully function? There is an eternal orchestra, a symphony between all of them. All of them have to work as one whole. That is what is an orchestra. Even if one moves away from the other two, there will be disharmony. We call it apaswara in music. We all know how beautifully our equipment are functioning. They all are so well aligned with each other, our intellect, our mind and our physical body. How beautifully they coordinate with each other. And not only that, so many organs in us are functioning unknowing, whether we are aware of it or whether we are not aware of it, it just keeps functioning. Our heart, our lungs, our diaphragm, circulation is going on, digestion is going on, so many things are going on in us. New cells are being created, are born, old cells are dying away. Who is maintaining all these things? It's only the Lord who is sitting in us. Therefore, he is called as Vāsudēvaḥ. Without his grace, nothing will function properly. Shankara in Viveka Chudamani says, you just engage yourself in your spiritual upasana. What about my body, sir? He says, Prarabdha will take care of it. Why are you worried? Prarabdham pushyati vapuho, he says. Vapuho means body. Body doesn't mean only physical, all the 3 put together. So he said, Prarabdham pushyati vapuho. Your prarabdha is the one which is maintaining all these 3. And who is the one who makes sure that the prarabdha is maintaining the 3? Ultimately, it's the Lord who is there inside us. So he says, why are you worried? Don't take on to yourself the credit of looking after everything to such an extent that you don't have time for anything spiritual. Ultimately, the Lord is looking after everything. Your prarabdha will make sure that your equipment are going on. And there is a Lord behind the equipment and behind our prarabdha also. You do what you're supposed to do, is what Shankara tells us in Viveka Chudamani. So vāsudēvaḥ, sarvāsunilayō'nalaḥ. Again, nilaya means abode, dwelling place, shelter. For what? Sarvāsu means the life energies. All the life energies that we need, each one of us, we just say, I have life in me, she has life in her, he has life in him. Everything has got life. And just by looking at whether a thing, whether there is movement or not, we classify it as living and non-living. According to our tradition, nothing belongs to the category of non-living. Though we say inert, insentient for things. And for living beings, we say sentient and dynamic. That is at a very, very gross level, superficial level, outermost level. But if we go into it, even the chair and the table and everything that we see which is stationary and not moving, if we go into it deep, all of them are made up of molecules. Then in turn they are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of electron and proton and neutron. And what are they all doing? Neutron is again made up of smaller particles. All of them are continuously moving. 24 into 7, 365 days. They all have rotational energy, vibrational energy. So all are moving continuously, they are moving. But we can't see the movement because they are moving at a very rapid rate. Even the fan, if it moves at a high speed, we can't see the three blades. We will see it as one. When something is moving at a very fast rate, then it looks like it is stationary. So in that sense, everything has got life. There is an aliveness everywhere, in everything and in every being. Though we say this has got life and this doesn't have life, there is nothing like that at all. When we say this has life and this doesn't have life, we mean it can't talk like us, walk like us, move like us. That's what we mean. But we have to go even beyond that. So for everything has got life. And what is life? God is life and life is God. So everything and every being has got Brahman in it. Without Brahman, nothing can exist. So the chair has got Brahman, the table has got Brahman, everything around us and about us, which seems to be stationary and belonging to the category of non-living, has got Brahman in it. If Brahman is removed from it, it will cease to exist in front of us. So how can we say there is no life? Everything has got life. It exists in front of us, we are able to see it, then Brahman is there in it. Therefore, again, in our tradition, we revere and respect and adore everything and every being. Why? All are nothing but Bhagavan in a different form. So that aliveness is what is being indicated over here. Ramana Maharshi says to one disciple, one person, a devotee who goes there to meet him, when he's about to sit on a bench made up of granite, stone, he says, sit softly, it will hurt the bench. Actually, when we sit hard on a granite bench, we will feel hurt more than the granite, according to us. But he says, no, it has got life. So gently. How many of us handle things gently? We think it doesn't have life and we throw it around. Nothing should be thrown. Nothing should be kicked. Why? All are to be revered and respected. They all have life. The very fact that they exist in front of us, they have life. They have aliveness in it. And that is nothing but Bhagavan himself, functioning and lending existence to all of them. So therefore, sarvāsunilayō'nalaḥ, one who is the abode of all life energies. In science we talk about energy. There is static energy and there is dynamic energy also. Kinetic energy we say is dynamic, wherein we can see movement. But there is something called as potential energy also. We can't see. Potential energy is by virtue of its state, position or configuration. That's how we define it. So it looks static. It is not manifest in the sense like how we see kinetic energy. But still it is a mighty, powerful energy, electrical energy. Just behind the 2 holes or the 3 holes over there in the wall, we can't see it, but it is there. We know what will happen if we go and touch when the switch is on. If we put our hand there, we know we are going to get a shock. So all of dynamic energy, we say dynamic energy is powerful. Static potential energy is even more powerful, but it is silent. Electrical energy is very, very silent. Only when we make it flow through material equipment, then we see the dynamism, the noise or the light or the sound, whatever it is. But it's just because we can't see it, just because it is silent, we can't say there is no energy. It's huge, mighty energy, which can just reduce anything or any being to ashes. So where did all this energy come from? Where is the source for it? What is the cause for all this energy? What is the substratum for all this energy? Life energy. Bhagavan alone is the source and the cause for it all, the abode and the dwelling place for all of it. Sarvāsunilayō'nalaḥ. Anagha. Anagha means one. There are 2 meanings. One who has got unlimited wealth, glory. We did go through it. Bhagavan. One who has got the 6 glories with him. Infinite glories. Ishwaratva. Plenty is there with him. Prosperity is there with him. Shri is there. Sampat is there with him. Vairagya also he has got in plenty. Kirti, fame he has got. Valor, might and strength and power he has got in immeasurable quantity. Such a person is also termed as Anagha. And another meaning for Anagha is one who is untarnished, unblemished, no blemish at all, immaculate, pure, purest, we can say. When do we say anything is pure or pure? When there is nothing other than it in it. When we say this sugar is very, very pure, it means there is nothing other than sugar in it. It is only sugar and sugar and sugar. Absolutely nothing external in it. So in Bhagavan, there is nothing other than him in him. And therefore, he is Anagha. No blemish at all. Achyuta, no chuti in him. Chuti means no limitations, no conditionings. We can't put boundaries around him and about him. He is not conditioned. He is the unconditioned. He is not limited. He is the unlimited. He doesn't go through mutation, variation, modification, etc. Immutable he is. Untarnished. Again, means no impurity in him. In him, there is Maya works under his grace. But Maya can never ever touch him. Just like we are all in the waking state now. We are untarnished by yesterday's dream, whatever we dreamt yesterday. If it was a good dream, as a waker, we will not be rewarded for the good that we did in the dream. If we have done anything wrong in last night's dream, we are not going to be punished for the for the wrongdoing of the dream as a waker. So as a waker, we can say, I am untarnished by, I am totally unconditioned by last night's dream. We are pure of the dream. Similarly, Bhagavan is pure of everything. In him there is nothing at all. He alone is. Is there anything in him? No, there is nothing in him. That is why it's called as Advaita state. One without a second state. For emphasis, we can say one state. No, it is one without a second state. So there is no second, leave alone third, fourth, etc. He alone is. Therefore, Anagha. Darpahā. Darpa means pride. Darpahā means one who destroys the pride. So we have got all the beautiful stories in our Puranas, wherein everybody, it's a demonstration for all of us. Even Narada, who is a Devarshi, He becomes proud that I am the best devotee of Bhagavan. Arjuna becomes proud. So many, Satyabhama becomes proud. Garuda becomes proud. Adishesha. So many beautiful stories over there. Whenever a little bit of arrogance comes, pride comes, a little bit of ego comes in there, immediately Bhagavan will come over there to destroy it and to curb it. Why? He doesn't want us to fall down in our evolution. We have come up to this level. Suddenly if we start feeling proud, vain, vanity comes in, pride comes in, arrogance comes in a spiritual seeker, in a sattvic person, or in his own devotee, he will immediately come there and then and there rectify things, so that we can easily go ahead. Otherwise it will stall us, it will block our spiritual path. So darpahā, one who immediately comes and destroys the pride in good people. In the bad people, of course, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Jarasandha, not directly. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Shishupala, they were all so proud and vain of their might, the power, glory, etc. Ultimately, what happened to all of them? Bhagavan came and completely eliminated them. Their elimination is the annihilation of the pride. They were all pride walking on 2 feet. Personification of arrogance, vanity, pride. And we know what happened to all of them. So these are all small little messages for all of us. So if we do not know, somewhere in some corner it can crop up in us. So therefore Bhagavan, if we remember him as darpahā, somewhere we will be contained. And we will be humble, humility will come to us, and we will be grounded. So darpahā, darpadāha, opposite of that. That's the beauty of it. In the two namas, one next to the other, both giving us 2 different meaning, opposite meaning. Darpahā means one who destroys pride. Darpada means to give. Darpada means one who gives pride to us. So what does it mean? He gives to us our identity in a good way. Not that we should become vain and arrogant and full of pride, etc. There is something called as dignity. There is something called as confidence. It's not overconfidence. There is something called as abhimana. It's good. It should be there in us. If abhimana itself is not there, anybody can use us as a doormat. Anybody can crush us and say you're useless, good for nothing, and we will start feeling, yes, I'm useless, I'm good for nothing. So, and we will never be able to grow. Therefore, to grow materialistically and spiritually also, there has to be this little bit of a pride in us. It's the good pride in us. It's the self-respect that we should have. It's the dignity that we should have in ourselves. I am a useless being. All human beings are useless. Then we are condemning ourselves. Once we condemn ourselves, there is no hope for our growth or progress at all. So there has to be that sense of pride in us. Yes, I can. I have achieved this much. So a sense of dignity and pride should be there. But it should not overwhelm us to such an extent that it stalls our further growth. That we have to be careful about. So yes, darpada, and he is the one who gives it to us. Again, there are so many stories over there. Arjuna, when he felt low, Bhagavad Gita, I don't think Krishna, I can do it. I don't want to fight the war. Much better for them to overwhelm me and kill me, even if necessary. I will face them all. I am ready to give up my life. Krishna picks him up and puts him back on his 2 feet. He says, where is that Kshatriya attitude in you? People are going to mock you, they will insult you, they will abuse you. Never ever have we seen a Kshatriya like this. So therefore stand up, he says. Are you not a Kshatriya? Do whatever you are supposed to be doing. See, darpada, darpadaha. One who gives to us that whenever we need it, it's like giving positivity to a person. counseling in our own language to a person who has become so negative. Somebody has to counsel the person. What is it that they are doing? They are giving back to them their lost pride. Somewhere they feel very lost, depressed. They've gotten into a state of negativity. Somebody has to come and counter it and help us and support us. Whoever does it for us, the Lord only is functioning through them all. Ultimately, He is the one who gives it to us. Therefore, darpadāha, dṛptā, dṛptā, almost the same. One who is drunk, intoxicated in that blissful nature. One who is ever drunk in that infinite bliss. Nandati, nandati, nandatyeva. In Bhajagovindam, Shankara says, yogaratova, bhogaratova. A man of realization, a Jivan Mukta, leave him anywhere. Put him in a cave, solitary, all alone, where no food, clothing, shelter is there. Or let him be in the midst of riches. Let him be in a company, in the midst of people, giving discourses, giving pravachans, all our masters, taking classes, imparting knowledge to their disciples and devotees. Or let them be in a solitary cave of the Himalayas. Wherever they are, one who has realized and experienced that higher state, nandati, nandati, nandatyeva. He is reveling and reveling and reveling. Reveling with what? Reveling with himself. There are two words, reveling and sporting. One is called rati, one is called krida. Krida means to sport. When we are sporting, we need something other than us. I am sporting, jalak krida means sporting in water. So water we need, swimming. Football, krida, ball has to be there. And there has to be a playground also. So whenever the word krida is used, it means we have to take the support of something else. Sport or krida. But when it comes to reveling or to revel in rati, Ramana Maharshi, we call that great saint of Tiruvannamalai. One who is just reveling means we don't need anything other than ourselves to be in that state of ananda, state of happiness, which is nothing but ananda. Because anything other than that means Dvaita has come in. And Advaita state is a one without a second state. So can we also be in a state of happiness or in a state of bliss without the support of anything? Our masters say yes, we can. To revel in within ourselves, we do not know that. We do not know what it is and what it can do to us. For us, happiness is only when we are with something. It can be with something or it can be with some people around us. Something we need. There are some people who can't even sleep without the music on. So for some people it disturbs. It has to be very quiet. I need quietude to sleep. Help of something external. Everything around me should be quiet. There are some people who say, no, only when music is there, soft music is there, I can sleep. So there is something other than us. So many of us don't even know that we don't need anything to really be in that state of absolute bliss. We have to reach that state wherein our masters are. So dṛptā means one who is drunk in, one who is intoxicated in, one who is just reveling and reveling and reveling in his own essential true nature which he has realized within himself. And Bhagavan is like. Therefore always prasanna vadana we say. That prasannata has got no equivalent in English. We can't say smiling, we can't say happy, we can't say he's laughing, we can't say he's just satisfied, he is joyous. All those words plus some more is prasannata. Prasanna vadana. For all our gods, Krishna it can be, Rama it can be. If you see the kirtans that are there, how to describe Bhagavan's face? Prasanna vadana. Ganesha, especially Ganesha, we find so many kritis where they use the word prasanna vadana. Why? He represents knowledge for us. So if knowledge has to come to us, prasannata is going to come to us. How should we be if we want that knowledge? If we are grumbling and moaning and cribbing to read, children going to school, knowledge will not easily enter into us at all. Prasannavadana, and most of the time Ganesha, how does he come? Ganesha festival is around the corner. He comes nritya, dancing he comes. There are so many kirtans and kritis. Ananda Nartana Ganapate. So how does he come? He comes dancing. Though he has got a huge stature, fat, he is so fat, still he comes dancing. So beautifully, never misses that laya, the rhythm, the beat, he doesn't miss. How does he come? He comes dancing. How does knowledge come into us? It comes dancing into us. So how should we be to be able to allow the knowledge to enter into us? So we also should be in a very nice state of mind, because the knowledge is coming to us dancing, dancing, dancing. Prasannavadana and dancing. Dṛptā. Durdharāha. One who is very, very difficult for us to attain. Very difficult for us to reach him, to comprehend him, to apprehend him, to see him. Here we are talking Advaita, both Saguna and Nirguna. Even to see him outside of us is difficult. He is supposed to be everywhere around us and about us. But can we connect with him? It's not possible for us. To see him inside, Rama, Krishna, Shiva, very difficult for us. And when it comes to Nirguna Upasana, it seems even more difficult for us. So therefore, Durdharaha, one who is very difficult for us to attain to. In the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Klesho dikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam. For those who are embodied, means for those of us who are identified with the body, to do upasana on the unmanifest Lord as unmanifest means without manifestation, it's difficult, he says. It's not very easy. Bhagavan himself tells us in the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga. So it's very difficult for us to be, but it's not impossible. Why? Spiritual sadhana, we have to practice, we have to intensify our meditation, our contemplation, and only in his time, all that we can do is reach up to a certain level and wait for him. Expect him to come to us, to enter into us, or that higher state to overwhelm us. And that will happen only with his grace. So therefore, Durdharaha, very difficult for us. The last Nama of the Lord in this verse, Aparajitaḥ. Parajitaḥ means one who is defeated, one who can be easily conquered, vanquished, defeated. When we add a to it, it becomes the opposite of it. Aparajitaḥ. Therefore, one who can never be conquered, unvanquished he is, can never ever be defeated. Come what may, he can never be defeated. So when we read the various stories that are there in the Puranas, we find that the Rakshasas are all very, very powerful, they are very, very mighty. In fact, each one of them has done intense tapas and got rare, unique boons. Why? They want to always be immortal. They don't want to get killed. In spite of all those things, yet we find that the Lord very easily vanquishes them all, kills them all, defeats them all, destroys them all. Therefore he is Aparajitaḥ. That is one aspect. The other aspect is, we always think that only the Rakshasas are the ones who are defeated by the Lord, killed by the Lord, vanquished by the Lord. What about the Devatas? A very beautiful story which comes in the Kenopanishad. Over there, all the gods, they sought the help of Bhagavan to kill the Rakshasas. So the Rakshasas are all killed. Why? How? By the grace and blessings of Brahman, the nameless, the formless, the attributeless. But once the Devatas defeat and kill the Rakshasas and become victorious, they become very, very arrogant and egoistic. They forget that it was all due to the Lord that they were able to achieve everything. They all feel we were the ones who are responsible because we are all Devatas, we are all mighty, we are powerful, we have a lot of strength, and therefore we are the ones who are able to kill the Rakshasas or defeat the Rakshasas. Bhagavan comes to know of it, and therefore he wants to they destroy their ego. So therefore, in that story, it goes like this. One day, Indra was there. All the other devatas are also there. Vayu Bhagavan, Agni Bhagavan, Varuna, Ityadi. And suddenly in front of them, there appeared a very, very brilliant Yaksha. Yaksha means a celestial being. So this shining, bright, effulgent being, personality appeared in front of the gods. They did not know who it was. So Indra became very, very curious. He wanted to know who is this person who has come, who has suddenly appeared in front of us, so effulgent. The brilliance and the tejas surpassing even that of Lord Sun. So he sends Agni Bhagavan. Agni Bhagavan is full of tejas. He says, go and investigate and find out who it is. So Agni Bhagavan comes over there and he says, hey, who are you? The Yaksha, Bhagavan in the form of a Yaksha, he says, who are you? So he says, I am Agni Bhagavan. I am the god of fire, presiding deity of fire. Then the Yaksha says, what can you do? What powers do you have? He says, I can burn up anything in the world. I have so much of strength. Anything I can destroy, I can burn up. So the Yaksha places a blade of grass in front of Agni Bhagavan and says, burn it. How much ever Agni Bhagavan tries, he cannot burn that just tiny little blade of grass. So he is defeated, he is vanquished, and with a sorry face, he comes back and tells Indra, I could not do anything. I could not find out who it is, and also I got defeated. Then next Indra sends Vayu Bhagavan. He says, you go and find out who this person is. Vayu Bhagavan goes, and again the same conversation takes place between the two of them. Who are you? I am Vayu. Then Yaksha says, what is it that you can do? He says, I am very, very powerful. I can just blow away anything. One breath, I can toss all the celestial bodies that are there in the cosmos, he says. Again, the Yaksha places one blade of grass in front of Vayu Bhagavan and says, blow it away. He huffs and puffs. He tries to blow and blow and blow and blow. Imagine Vayu Bhagavan himself. It doesn't move even a little bit. He also cuts a sorry face. So the story goes on like that. I use this to explain what exactly aparajita means. Means even the celestial beings, even the gods, even they cannot vanquish or defeat Bhagavan over here. Vishnu Sahasranama, we are talking about Narayana, Vishnu. And we know Narayana, this is Vishnu Sahasranama, therefore Brahman in the form of Vishnu. Brahman in the form of Narayana is whom we are invoking over here. Therefore, whether it is the Rakshasas or whether it is the mortal or whether it is the Devatas themselves, none of them can stand in front of the Lord and vanquish him or defeat him or conquer him. On the other hand, he is the one who can conquer everybody. Very easily he can conquer everybody. Very easily he can defeat everybody. Very easily he can vanquish everybody. Therefore, he is known as aparajitaḥ.